you are probably thinking that you really want this rain to be over. All of your clothes are soaked, and pretty much there is nothing that we can do to get this rain to stop. California is not used to this abundant rainfall. The past few years have been drought-filled, with pretty much everybody worried about when this drought will end. Although I want this rain to stop, just like all of you, there are definitely some major benefits to this rainfall. Because of all the rain that we are receiving at this point in time, California as a whole is finally out of drought conditions, and we're going to have an amazing spring and summer season. However, there have been some serious emergencies caused by this heavy rainfall. California as a whole gets an average of approximately 23 inches of rain, according to Los Angeles Times. Obviously, the past few years we have been far from this average, receiving minuscule amounts of rain. Because of this lack of rainfall, many people are still wondering, are we actually out of this drought? In order to look at this question, the California Water Science Center says that we have to look at three things: surface water, groundwater, and the snowpack. The Water Science Center measured the surface water and said that in 2017, the lakes, rivers, and streams have been at above average levels for the past 4 months. According to SanLuisObispo.com, Cal Poly averages about 13 inches of rain per year. Already at this point of the year, we have 27 inches of rain, which is an astounding mark by this point of the rainy season. The reason for the large increase of surface water in San Luis Obispo, as well as the rest of the state, is because of the atmospheric river. The atmospheric river takes place in the lower parts of the atmosphere, which are filled with water right now. Here's an example in order to reiterate how much water we have gotten in this area. The Atascadero Lake, just north of San Luis Obispo, overflowed its boundaries for the first time in 7 years. Groundwater will take a much longer time to heal, for groundwater has been depleted for years. Therefore, groundwater levels will be brought back up to normal only if there is consistent rainfall for many years to come. Lastly, the snowpack has also taken a dramatic increase in snow levels. The Sierra Nevadas are 170% above average levels. Since the snowpack from the Sierras supplies 30% of the water to California during summer months, it looks as if we'll be in good shape for this upcoming summer. Based upon this data, we are most definitely out of the drought, but more rain in the future will help increase groundwater levels even more. Luckily, we are only a little bit over halfway through our rainy season. Therefore, water levels will continue to rise and help provide nutrients to areas long lost of rain. The rainfall not only is ending the long, brutal drought, but it is also going to start a beautiful spring and summer season. Mark Gomez, writer for Mercury News, says that areas in Northern California and the Sierras are at approximately 230% of the typical rainfall levels. Because of this immense amount of rainfall, the soil is saturated with plentiful amounts of water and other nutrients. Now, the soil will have all of the nutrients it needs to produce an extremely beautiful spring season. Numerous plants that no one has seen in years will be sprouting throughout California. Meredith Carey, writer and traveler, says, Anza Borrego Desert State Park expects a carpet of desert lilies, verbena, and dune primroses. This is just one of the parks that Carey referenced to receiving an outstanding amount of wildflowers. Deserts all over this area, long rid of most of their wildflowers, will be worth checking out this year. San Luis Obispo Tribune writer Tammy Reese states that most of the county has received their yearly totals of rain already, and it is only February. Because of this drastic increase in rain, flowers that have been waiting years to bloom will be starting to bloom in early March. Mushrooms are also having an incredible year because of the wet conditions. The large diversity of mushrooms have not been seen for almost a decade across California. Instead of the bleak, dry grass that has been the only thing to see for the past few years traveling through California, people will be in for a treat. Although there are many benefits to this rainfall, there have been a few catastrophic events caused by the rain. The first and most noteworthy problem caused by the rain was the Oroville Dam crisis. This was a break in the emergency spillway of the dam, which caused numerous cities to evacuate. The Oroville Dam is one of the largest dams in the nation. At one point during last week, water was coming out of the emergency spillway at a rate of 100,000 cubic feet per second, stated the Sacramento Bee. According to writers Madison Park and Elliot McLaughlin, the break in the dam was caused by heavy rainfall, which ended up eroding away part of the emergency dam. The dam conditions are gradually getting better, with helicopters flying over, dropping rocks in strategic places in order to minimize water flow out of the dam. Gradually, the water levels in the dam are lowering, thus letting most of the people who evacuated come back to their houses. Equally important, conditions on the road have caused a horrible increase in the amount of car crashes. According to ABC News writer Morgan Windsor, at least 5 people died in the last week on the road because of the rainy conditions. Windsor stated that winds have been reaching 70 miles per hour, and rain has been causing flash floods on large interstates. Because of these winds, not only have fatalities been occurring, but power outages have been occurring everywhere in California. Winds have been causing a large increase in the amount of trees falling down, thus knocking down countless power lines in the area. Not only are the winds strong at this time, but the soil is so wet and unstable that it makes it extremely easy for trees to fall down. With this complementary combo, trees are bound to be falling down, causing immediate action to be taken place. More than 131,000 people in Southern California lost power last Friday because of these circumstances, according to CNN.com. Firemen and other specialized crews are working tirelessly in order to keep the roads clear and conditions as good as they possibly can be. There is almost nothing to do about these dreadful conditions. People should be cautious and drive safely while these circumstances are persisting. Until these conditions stop, there will be freak accidents on the road all the time. Even though there have been numerous problems caused by the rain, the drought is finally pretty much over, and the beautiful spring will more than make up for these wet conditions. Without this long rainy season, who knows how long it would have taken to get out of this horrible drought. I know, even after hearing this speech, that you probably are still not okay with these rainy conditions, but just know that it'll be so much better soon. Thank you.